Welcome to Skyton Academy, where excellence meets opportunity. As one of the 5 pillars, our next focus is professional development. Here, students dive deep into courses like planning and execution and brace for upcoming masterclasses like private equity investing. But that's just the beginning. Soon, they'll immerse themselves in real estate fix and flip, tax lien sales, and even learn the art of business brokerage. And yes, there's ChatGPT 101 and much more. With an enrollment fee of just $50 per month, Skyton Academy empowers you to unlock your full potential. Join us. Let's soar together. What's going on, ladies and gents? We back at it again. Episode 56 of Connect Wednesdays. This one is going to be real estate talk and artificial intelligence talk. We got some gems that we want to drop on you guys. So strap in. Let's get it.
Hey, champ, we need the portfolio management link too.
Gotcha.
And the 1% link. Gotcha. You could probably just go right to the post because it gives all the pertinent details. All right, people. It seems like it's a members only situation. There might be a couple that trickle in after. So listen, we launched the affiliate program, so that's gaining good traction. People are making. We were testing it with a few people on the sideline prior, so we had a couple guys that were actually moving some product on their end. Now, the one thing I want to tell you guys when it comes down to that, and part of us breaking off the foundation and turning it into its own product, even though you get it as part of the membership, is it's just hard to sell out there when everybody's looking at the 5 pillars. It just confuses them. If they haven't sat in enough connects, then it seems overwhelming for people. So there was just a lot of people just asking more so for the crypto situation, since that's kind of taking heavy precedence in the news cycle, along with AI and things. So there's just a lot more concentration on that. And then later, if they want to join, I'm all good with that. So Champa dropped the link in there. And then you got to think, I had a guy, we just paid him out just around $300. And I mean, he's played spot calls, he's played futures calls, and he's turned that money into at least 10x from the last time I spoke to him. So, you may look at it as $20, but it could be H-bar. It could be a multitude of projects. Some of the spots that Champ gives out, they go on those runs. And right now the market is low. So, things are on sale. Champ, you can kind of go into the Mont Gox situation and just kind of let them know what could possibly happen when they release these things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. So Mt. Gox was a cryptocurrency exchange that was highly centric and focused on Bitcoin, right? So at the time, there weren't as many exchanges that you see now. There weren't a whole bunch of on-ramps and things like that, right? So people were utilizing this service, this Mt. Gox exchange. Come to find out, and I'm going to give you guys the short version of this. Come to find out, the exchange was shaky. It ended up getting shut down because of fraudulent activity. They end up commandeering and taking all of the Bitcoin that was on the actual exchange that was taken from people. And here we are, fast forward present day. The people who took that was the Department of Justice. So right now it has reached, it had went through litigation. We are here at present day where now they are about to offload and start refunding the Bitcoin back to the retail investors, right? The people who were affected. So understand this is normal in cryptocurrency. Anytime you have demand for something, the price is going to go up. Anytime you have huge sell pressure, the price is going to go down. Because of this right now, and this time that we are in this market, you have been seeing Bitcoin retrace and go down. The rest of the cryptocurrencies are falling with it, right? But with this Mt. Gox situation, what makes it so special is because most of the dominance is always going to be in Bitcoin. So right now, I think the dominance for Bitcoin is probably 53% of the total market. So with this huge amount of Bitcoin that's about to be sold on an open market, on an open exchanges, people who were affected were buying Bitcoin at super low prices. Right now we're at 60 plus thousand per coin. So you can almost allude that most people are going to sell their Bitcoin, or they're going to sell some of the Bitcoin, which is going to cause sell pressure, huge sell pressure. That's going to make the market drop. If everybody is kind of in agreement with this idea, what's going to happen is we can get a huge drop in price, not just with Bitcoin, but with all cryptocurrencies. So this is something that it's a double-edged sword. There's a good and there's a bad to it. The good side is we're probably going to get great entries on projects that have real use case. We give you guys spots all the time. So you'll be able to get better entries than you possibly already had before. The bad side to this is those who've been holding for a while, you're not going to see some upside, because if everybody sells, the market is coming down, which means you're going to see your portfolio look like it lost a whole bunch of money. The gem in that is you don't lose until you sell. So I say all that just to keep you guys on your toes, just to understand what's happening, but this is real and this is happening now.
Yeah, so I'm not, dollar cost averaging. If you got a little something, I would just wait to purchase any spots. You'll know when it gets nasty.
Right.
If Bitcoin, I would say probably by this week, if we close Friday below 60, blood in the streets.
Yeah.
When's the release of the Bitcoin?
It's happening now.
Yeah, I'd say by Friday, guys. If it can't hold 60K support, Joey might have a 4 in front of it. I honestly think Bitcoin should only be worth like 3,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whatever.
In short, why do you feel like that?
Come on, the amount of fraudulent money that's being pumped into this thing, man. And now you got the institutional guys, so they're just market makers at this point now.
Absolutely.
So, that's kind of where we're at. All right, guys, listen, keep your head on the swivel. If anybody's with a small regional bank, and I hate to say this because it can cause a contagion, just be careful. Kind of look into your bank and see what they're holding. This is all public data too. And on the real estate side, we'll touch into some of the tools when we start real estate this month. I'll share some tools with you guys where you can actually go in and kind of look at bank data. I have a guy to come on the platform. He's gonna show us how to kind of read certain things and see, who's over leveraged. But the commercial real estate is going to create a problem in our entire financial system.
Yeah.
So, we're still kind of bracing and preparing for that. I'd say 2-3 months after the election, inauguration, then things will start to get nasty. But this administration is not going to allow anything to tank from now until then.
Yeah.
Too bad. AI or real estate? Where should we start?
Let's go real estate first.
All right, cool. So if you don't know, that's kind of my first thing. I was doing this, probably haven't had a project since, like a live project since the pandemic, maybe.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of sat back, just kind of watched the markets. I was developing container homes before the pandemic. And then once that happened, the price of containers, I mean, literally one tripper, they call them brand new, but they're one trip containers, used to go for about 35, 45, and it was topping out at like 20,000, 15,000. I mean, I've seen every number in between. So what was happening, there wasn't a lot of containers coming into the country. Okay. So everybody was creating a short market. I don't think it was as bad as it was. I just think people know how to just capitalize when there's blood in the streets. So America will accept more containers than they actually send out, because we don't produce anything outside of just, what do we produce? You get the drift, right? So it's not like we're in manufacturing and we're exporting things out to other countries like that. Okay. So when you have one way in and then you just have containers kind of sitting, and not all containers are good containers, right? Because there's chemicals that are delivered in a lot of them. So you have to look for the proper ones. So anyway, long story short, the whole point of me going to Detroit was to create workforce housing. Okay. Some people call it affordable housing. It's just a house that someone with a regular job could afford. And we're talking about under $200,000, right? Close to 150, depending on the size. Some of the issues I ran across was institutional banks thought that those homes were small balance. But let's be honest, those homes were going to go in particular places to give people a leg up. And they didn't have any interest in writing mortgages for these loans. Okay. So they asked for affordable housing, but they ain't not really, they want affordable rent. Okay. Because that just keeps somebody on the hamster wheel. But home ownership is a path. If purchased correctly, you can, there's power in that. All right. Not all homes, guys. I'm just telling you, like when you buy right and you're in good areas, you could see some good appreciation. Okay. So the play is back on. End up connecting back. I met a gentleman through a mutual friend. He used to be a big developer out in Jersey. He built a lot of things that faced the New York waterfront. Long story short, and to be honest, this was the guy. It might have not even been possible, right? Because my crypto connection was the same mutual friend. This gentleman, if anybody knows the story, his son was mining Bitcoin at his mother's house, and she got the electric bill one day and she kicked him out. Long story short, he has to go live with the father. The father could have did one of two things. This is the gentleman that owns the campground who I was introduced to. He could have squashed the whole thing, but he decided to, ask his son, what are you doing? He bought him into it. The father, being a businessman, said, all right, this is taking up a lot of energy and consumption, so we have to find the lowest rates in the nation. And this is where we would mine Bitcoin. So they're in Jersey. They end up researching, and there's one town over from where I live, which is ironic. My barbershop's there. We do a lot of stuff in that town. That's where they end up getting an old sewing factory, and they started to mine Bitcoin there. Okay. So that's the same gentleman. Here's the connection point that told my friend about cryptocurrency. And then he then put me on to cryptocurrency. So we have a full circle moment now. The guy ended up just kind of retiring from the hustle and bustle of, East Coast living and developing. And he went out to the Midwest and he bought a campground in Ohio. So when I connected with him, I happened to be taking a trip through the Midwest for my nephew's graduation. And we were going to Indiana. So we drove through Ohio. We did a night with him on the grounds. He didn't own the place 100%, but he was in negotiation. He had it, but they just didn't close on it. So fast forward the other day, end up reconnecting back with him again. He's like, Steve, I closed. He sent me, he rebranded. The place hasn't been open in 10 years. So there's existing trailers and there's people there. So he had to kind of sort out for a couple of years who owns what, who owes what money. And now he pretty much has a good handle on it. So I have an opportunity to build anywhere between 10 and 12 lots with this gentleman. Okay. He's a big crypto guy. So me selling him on NFT and the land and bringing people into the opportunity is right down his real well. He actually, like me, he has more crypto than he does fiat at the moment. And he has a pact. So God knows they were collecting Bitcoin. They were mining Bitcoin for years. And these, between him and his son and a group of other guys, they have a pact to never sell Bitcoin. So they're sitting on a lot of Bitcoin. All right. So let me just share my rendering and then just kind of share my vision. So again, it container homes, but then it expanded into dome tents. It expanded into A-frame cabins. So I'm just offering a variety of short-term housing that you don't see in most places, right? Tree houses, like just really developing things that you can only find in like Costa Rica or, Arizona. So that's kind of the play there. Share on.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. We here?
Yep.
All right. So this is just a 3D rendering. It didn't come to life. All right. The campground, just for backstory, is in Ohio. not too far from Columbus and a couple hours south of Cleveland. Okay, so they usually get an influx of people who are traveling east west or west east, and they tend to stop there. A lot of RV, a lot of just backpackers and things like that. Okay, camping life, right? And then he has a bunch of cabins on there, but just more rustic, what you would envision a cabin being, not so much this. Okay, so this right here is a 2-bed, 1-bath, and this was one of the first models that we designed. So keep in mind, guys, we also designed an ADA unit. So if you don't know what that is, that's wheelchair accessible. All right. There's a huge problem for people in wheelchairs. A huge problem. The wild part about the wheelchair situation is if you are paralyzed, if you're paralyzed before you're born, there's some things for you. If you're disabled after being born, there's not much resources for you out there like that, right? So hence, when you go by certain houses and you see, the ramps, they're kind of making things on their own. Now, if the ramp isn't right, then inside the house is definitely not right. So we designed it to where the construction of the doors are a little wider, the countertops are lower, the showers and everything are rolling. So fully ADA approved. Now, you tell me what city would not have a need for that? See what I'm saying? So this was one of the first models here. This actually called it after my daughter. It's called the Skylar right here. This actually a three containers, 2 set back, 1 set forward. They're 8 feet by 40. So you kind of get the gist of it. So the 2 containers, we opened them up completely. So the walls are open, and the third one just sat as a standalone. Bedroom number 1, living room when you first come in. This is considered the master, so this has its own bathroom. All right, come back out to the living room. We've gotten to a point in real estate where we started to build things bigger. Back in the days, everything was smaller. Open concept kitchen, flowing right into living room. We have another full bath here. That's for the other bedroom to share, the other 2 bedrooms. Behind the kitchen, we set back another bedroom. And then to the left of that, when you first come into the hallway, there's your 3rd bedroom there. So we have a 3-bed, 2-bath. All right. Starter home, couple, young child, affordable. And now you have a little pantry, turned it into a laundry room. We get into the back. So these are the doors, right? You're familiar with these. So we left a little bit of space there. So this could be your lawnmower, your outdoor equipment, whatever. Right. So we're making it fully functional to the best that we can. And then you could always build, and I'll show you when we get to the resort side, you could always build up and give them a balcony. So this home was going to sell for around 180 in a very good neighborhood, brand new construction. These take about, so what the initial plan is, and we're still going to go forward with that, is I wanted to create jobs. So when I picked Michigan, it was for a reason, because ton of factory workers is just that's where the workers are, right? So we would open a facility to manufacture these, and then I would hire and train staff, and we would open 24/7. So that means anybody with a skill or people who don't have skills, they can come in and learn. And then the guys who do have skills, if you work during the day, you're in construction, you want to pick up some hours at night and lay down floor, it's climate control. There's no rain. There's no nothing that can stop anything. Right. So what would normally take 10 to 12, maybe even 14 months on new construction, this could take us a few months if we were certified, because you don't have to go through the permit and building department if you're already certified with them. So they only come at the end, right? So you'll get your groundwork done. You'll get your pillars, your driveway, things like that. And then the next day you're setting everything. Remember, everything's already completed. right? So you're basically delivering this with drywall, and then you're just connecting at that point now. See what I'm saying? So we can go from possibly 12 to 14 months to cut it down to 4 to 5 months, if not sooner.
Wow.
And then on top of that, we can also sell people who have land. That was one of our big things. I'm like, I don't need to acquire land. People have land, they're sitting on it. Detroit was giving it out. So now we could assist them in becoming either new homeowners or just fix and flip, right? So we are source at the end of the day. So I can control costs because of the factory. And then from there, I would have opened, or I'm going to open multiple uh, factories throughout the United States. So that way, the one in Detroit could cover the Midwest, 2-3 hours either way, 4 hours. And then we'll have one in the South, maybe closer to the Georgia area that can cover the South. And then we'll span over and we'll throw a couple more and then we'll cover the West Coast. And that's the idea and the vision that I had long time ago. So it's just now coming back around. So this is the Skylar, the 3-bed, 2-bath starter home. Okay. This one is kind of another variation of it. This one's a little, we extended this out. So it's longer, but it's a little more narrow. Similar in layout. You just don't get the bedroom in the front, right? Long hallway. This is with this subway style hallways. Champ, Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So different variations of the way that we lay out the containers. You get the gist.
Yeah.
All right, now we get to the fun part. This is the resort part. So part of I had different verticals going for the containers because you know me, I'm thinking all things. So we're going commercial for people who want to own restaurants. So I thought about, when we start to control these neighborhoods, they're going to need services. So now we can build beer gardens, all types of things, just things that incorporate outdoors and bringing people together. So now restaurant owners, we can outfit, instead of you basically replacing food trucks in a sense, and you can create cafeterias indoor with an outdoor feel. Retail shops, we could outfit those. Okay. The other thing too is a lot of states and cities have green initiatives. This is all things I was researching. So after the pandemic, it kind of changed everything. So cities needed to figure out how to get people back in. So the amount of business you can do with a city that has, public parks or business parks, they can offer you land leases and then you can start to build. And what happens is I thought about building going into hospitality now, once I found out about that. So we're building hotels, but not in the sense of like thousands of doors. We'll just have a little area and there'll be about, 5 or 6 at a public park and people are actually able to go there, stay the night, stay multiple days. But then we started to get relationships with like companies who, when people come into town, it was perfect. They have a lot of land, which they're given by a lot, city. When big companies come to cities, they they get tax benefits, but there's an influx of new employees and just movement, right? So they have access to so much land and they don't know what to do with the land fully. So this is when I started to propose, certain developments for them. And it was a go. You could have, certain business meetings if guys needed to stay on site overnight, or if you need to just change, it just made sense and they were interested. So now we're hitting them from different angles. So the hospitality is good. And then now back to the campground situation. This was an actual rendering of this is the actual rendering of the property in Georgia that I personally actually went to go see. So I just kind of took that to scale.
Wow.
And you can sort of see the images. So this is the A-frame situation. So guys, what I envision now that we have crypto here is an opportunity for everybody to get involved no matter at what level, right? So we'll just basically be NFTing the land or NFT the actual structure. Okay. And then there'll be a breakdown of, depending on what you have, there'll be a breakdown of rental income that could then pass through or sales income, right? Because the NFT could fund the the actual project. And then once we sell it, then everybody's handsomely rewarded based on profits flowing down to everybody. And that's what we envision. The first initial one, that's not going to be a private one, but the rest of them that my family would own personally, we're going to keep those private, meaning private membership, similar to timeshares, right? We just want to control the environment. People could then not only come to visit as a member, but then you could be an equity member in a particular location, right? Champ might like Vegas and say, you know what, Steve, let me get a structure in Vegas. At that point, once we build, we would work with you. And then after that, it'll get thrown back into a renter's pool. And then you would partake in the income, the rental income, and we would run and manage it for you. And then you, as an owner, you can block out whatever days you want for your family, or if not, you can have access to another. So that's the thing. The membership can get you access to Georgia, to Charlotte, to wherever. So the criteria that we had was 1 hour from a major airport or small regional airport, right? Rent a car, 1 hour drive, you're in, you're secluded, all things on site, right? Swimming pools. And then we bring services in, roller skating, ice skating, yoga, you name it, father, son, shooting range on site, bringing in, CPR, just life skills that we don't tend to have as a culture, right? And the reason that this is important for me, especially for our men with our boys, is we, our counterparts always have something to do, whether it be golf, they're throwing axes now, right? So there's always a way for them to just let off steam, and we really don't, right? We tend to hold a lot in, and we don't have really outlets, right? So I've always made it a thing to travel and always bring my kids, and we're always trying different things. So if you've been watching me for a while, you can go and see how much Airbnb and just random stuff that we do just to partake in outdoor activities and just stay engaged with just the world, right? So this is let me just get this stuff out the way. This is one of the renderings for the resort, right? A lake is always a plus for us. That I don't think there'll be a project without one, whether we have to buy it with it or make one. We always want a lake, and it'll be fully stocked with fish and all things that make sense, right? And then food, flying in chefs on certain weekends. People could rent them for events, weddings. What else? Mastermind groups, right? Retreats, photo shoots, you name it. It's here for the culture to partake in. Okay. This is some of the ideas that I had, long tables outdoors, lights underneath the stars, you name it. We just want to be outdoors. Right. And then we're going to add elements of art, to the land also, depending on how big the land is, 4-wheelers, electronic, just we'll have a little fun out there. Right. Jet skis in the winter, depending on, if it's in Colorado, whatever. Every experience is going to be different, and it'll have its own kind of feel for the area, right? It'll just make sense, okay? So that's where we would make relationships with top restaurants and sell them on the idea of coming for the weekend and catering, bringing food trucks in, having our own container restaurants. It's a vibe, right? So of course you see canoes on the lake, fishing, right? Learning how to fish, a multitude of things. This is a nice one. This came about a few years ago, but these dome tents are kind of the vibe now. So glamping, right? Not rustic. There's shower indoor, outdoor. You'll have some with hot tubs, good privacy. And it doesn't stay open like that. There's a curtain that you can draw for anybody that's thinking like, damn, this is kind of, but if you want to keep it open, then, partake in whatever you want. Right. So they'll be spread out across. And then some of these are going to be like adult only facilities. And then we'll have some that are, will include families. Right. Again, incorporating the natural elements, setting up tables in the woods so we could have dinners, right? Private dinners, you name it. We'll host politicians, the right ones, We'll host podcasts, again, mastermind groups, small intimate gatherings. This is the spot. All right. That's the interior of what the dome would look like. Small kitchenettes. Just no two would be alike either. Everything will have its own design, and we're going to pull inspiration from around the world, right? In the decor. Okay. This one has a loft, right? So if you wanted to have another guest, this could possibly be for two couples. So we're being mindful of space and different sizes. All right. Of course, at night is definitely a vibe when you have something like this. We talked about the jacuzzi. Not every unit, and then there'll be access to swimming pools, and then we might just end up building like personal swimming pools depending on which model you get, right? And the swimming pools will be made out of container on top of that. So repurposing, eco-friendly, all the things. All right. Stargazing.
Stargazing. Yeah.
If we can get some stuff on the water, definitely something that we would do. Again, adding to the element. All right. So that's that. This is the renderings of the single. So this is one container, or you can do two. So we opted for one, and then we created a rooftop. Okay. So again, kitchen, really not necessary, but again, we want to make sure everybody's just there. If you went out to grab dinner or you wanted to bring food in, you'll have access to, your personal barbecue grill, all things. Okay. That's kind of the look there. That's the rooftop of the container. So again, utilizing every square inch, overlooking lake. And this is how they would look. Right. There'll be some spacing and some shrub and, a little bit more privacy around each one, but I just wanted to give you guys the, kind of an open vantage on it. Okay. I'm just to the point now in real estate, guys. I don't want to be in anybody's hood anymore. I don't want to gentrify neighborhoods. I just want to pull off and just have the right people come to me. I don't feel comfortable in a lot of areas. I don't feel comfortable in a lot of cities anymore. So it's all about, it has to align with who I am right now. Right. 5-6 years ago, I'd go anywhere, but today I'm just mindful of, I'm bringing people to me, put it that way. All right. And offering new experiences. All right. Quality, we're not going to hold any expenses on here, and you're not living here full time. So it's enough to be comfortable. All right. And this would be a rendering of the one unit. Of course, the doors open out. These were actually 20 footers, so they were a little smaller. Actually, we do have some 40-foot ones. So remember, I told you it's 8 by 40. You can go 8.5. Those are the high cubes. They tend to have a little higher ceiling on them. Champ, this isn't your first time seeing this, is it?
Yeah. This is my first time seeing the renderings. Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Great. So I met Champ right around the time when I was kind of started G-Wagon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that included?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you need it, there'll be some fleets there for you.
Let's go.
Yeah, rental cars, whatever. Because a lot of people, you can kind of come in and then we could offer transportation out. So, we're still kind of working on that. But again, we want it all inclusive. We don't need you leaving, right? Because the areas that we're picking, it's not like you're going to find much, depending on the city. So that is the development. Now, understand, guys, there's two things going on right now. One is we're back in real estate, so we need to start teaching again. We had a first wave of students who actually took it, and I'll bring you guys back into the mix again. So now this next course is going to be a lot more robust. Of course, we have access to AI now. We didn't have it before. So we're going to get into fix. And I tell everybody, listen, learn fix and flip first, right? Because it teaches you everything about construction, everything about analyzing a deal. And then from there, so wholesalers, people tend to go into wholesaling for the wrong reasons, right? Low barrier of entry. You don't really need any money. That's how it's advertised. But then I'm like, but then you still need to know how to analyze projects. Not every wholesaler is a good wholesaler, right? Everybody's teaching the same thing. Get it on a contract, give it to somebody else and go. I'm going to tell you that when you start to bring deals to people out there as a wholesaler, they can automatically spot that you don't know what you're talking about, right? You don't know how to analyze the projects. You don't know how to do a construction budget. So the guy who can actually put that together and package it well would have an easier time selling to any investor that's out there right now. Okay. We're going to get into judicial sales, tax lien sales. July is a good month because August and September is usually when these sales come out. So we'll start to, and they're online now. So we can all kind of partake in that. Okay. This is where real estate is going right now. Note buying, how to become the bank, just showing you different sides of real estate, buying mortgage notes, right? The bank is always going to win. Okay. Resorts, commercial real estate, everything is real estate. It doesn't have to look the way that most of these guys paint it out to be. So I just want to show a different side of real estate, and I want to teach you guys properly. I had too many people in my inbox that took old courses. I mean, they spent a lot of money, and I've looked at the courses too. Some of them I bought, and they never taught you how to fish properly. It was always a codependency. I don't build shit to be burping dudes in a back, right? I'm coming with the real information, verifiable, straight from source, and then I pick up other things from other guys that I learned from. So it doesn't matter how many projects, if you know me. Hold on a second. My camera thing popped up. All right. Yeah, so if you know what we've done on the crypto side, we don't really leave much stones unturned. Okay, so just know that you're going to get a quality education on this side. Real estate's still one of those assets where, you should have a little understanding of it. Okay, even if you don't want to be so hands-on, being an investor, right? So now we're playing for when this crypto money and this wealth does hit, you want to be prepared to know what to do next. Or if you get bought in on a real estate investment, you're considered smart money, right? Now, when you're analyzing projects or somebody wants you to invest in something, you're not just going to blindly throw money because you have it. You can actually look at the project, assess it, and offer insight, or just turn it down because it makes no sense. Okay. Everyone that got burnt from this first wave of real estate influencers during the pandemic, they all had the same thing in common. There was a codependency. They sold you a out the box package. Oh, just send me 20, 30,000. Money was flowing. People had loans. People took out debt. People are getting sued right now. Okay. I just talked to a couple of my buddies who do credit repair and things like that. And even who sold people debt. And they're telling me that the banks are not writing off debt at this point. They are suing people personally. The worst part about it is these guys had the credit hack, right? These guys were telling you how to state income. So understand, when you have to go to court now you stated something in order to get a loan. Do you see how far this thing can go? The banks can't write off bad debt so easily. So what they're doing is they're doing loan modifications like nobody's business, and no one's talking about it right now. There was a time a bank would never do a loan modification. They'll just let you go under and grab that thing in tax lien sale or whatever. They'll foreclose on you. But today they're not foreclosing on people because their books are bad and you can't throw stones in a glass house. Right? So this is where we're at right now. And I want you guys to be ushered in correctly. What happens to the culture is, and think about it, during the pandemic this was when the most entrepreneurs were made in the culture, right? This is where the most homeowners were made. And then what happened soon after that? Moratorium. You don't have to pay rent. This, that, and the third. people just weren't prepared for it. And the people who taught you have never been through a pandemic before. So they didn't know how to pivot. The stats came out. At the time, I was sitting back and I didn't like what I was seeing. People could have got to the money and they showed it. So the government had money to help with assistance. What happened was because you were a new homeowner, you didn't know how to really deal with something like that. You figured, all right, well, I did the house. I got the tenant in. Now the tenant's not paying. What next? You can't evict them. It was the first time in history you couldn't evict anybody. The courts weren't open. So you had to know how to tap into resources. And I used to call out a lot of these guys who were making the most money. I'm like, listen, you got to come together because the stats showed that anybody with 4 or more properties, they were getting to the money because they weren't considered really mom and pop at that point. They were pretty seasoned, right? It was the person who owned the one. And now you've lost your job. You got to pay your own mortgage. Things were weird at that time. So a lot of people went into bankruptcy. Now there's a bottleneck. All the homes prior to the pandemic that were in foreclosure or tax lien sales, the moratorium stopped them. We still didn't get those homes back, right? What happened was the bank started to sell quietly behind the scenes. I did an auction the other day. There was probably 10 properties. And listen, there's always properties. Okay. And then right before you get to auction, they start to knock off the list because people can probably come back, pay their taxes, and it doesn't go to auction. It got to a point where there was only one home that was auctioned that day. I've never seen that before in a county this big. And this was happening nationally. So the banks are backdooring the paper and they're selling it to Silicon Valley. And these are the biggest landlords right now. The BlackRocks, the Vanguards. These guys are going to tokenize real estate. Trust me when I tell you that. ETFs are coming. Tokenization is coming. So you'll never get to own a property yourself, but you could partake in whatever they put out for you because they just control that much of the market. And this is where we're headed. Home prices are high. Interest rates are high. Janet Yellen came out talking about she made a mistake. She made an error. And I'm talking about like this lady's been at this position since 2011. She's an economist. It's like saying 1 + 1 and then champ, what's the answer? What do you have to, after you hit 1 + 1 on a calculator, what do you hit next?
The equal sign.
Equal sign.
Uh-huh.
It's like this chick didn't hit the equal sign. She knew exactly what she was doing, but somebody has to be the fall person for the nonsense, right? So they've been kicking the can down the road, guys. Start to pay attention. Trust me when I tell you that. Take that money that's in the bank, put it in gold. Your savings account can't be held at a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you that now. If you have savings, do not hold savings at a bank. We gave you, you have gold, silver, different commodities. You have cryptocurrencies you could park it in. Don't put it in any stable coins right now. If you had to give them a stable coin, champ, and it's not a recommendation, this is just champ personally. If you had to hold something in a stable coin, which one would it be today?
USDC.
Okay, so you won't go Ripple.
I wouldn't go Ripple, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Now, there is news that came out that they're partnered with the World Bank. World Bank determined XRP and Ripple with their new stable coin is going to be global stable coins, right? And it's another one on the list. That's our 1%ers. You guys are privy to that info. But I say all that to say that Ripple stablecoin has not yet hit the public yet. I haven't seen any attestation statements. So because we always lean on security and making sure we have full transparency, understanding what's what before we tell you guys to invest in anything or put your money somewhere, I would rather see it. So right now, as it stands, I would say USDC, and only because they provide full transparency and monthly attestation statements. Definitely not a Tether or a Monero or something like that.
Okay. All right. So we just want to, we're all going through this together, guys. You know what I'm saying? Now that we're talking about Ripple, we had the link to opportunity. So if most of you are in the academy, please go back and look at the masterclass on private equity investing and sign up for link to. So champ, do you have the link offhand or?
For link to?
Yeah.
Grab it. Yeah.
So Wells Fargo analysts, they were throwing out possible valuations for the opening. And again, don't hold me to this. This is just what the analysts were saying, but there was upwards of $500 on Ripple. That's what they were saying as of maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
So,
All right, so Champ's going to find that link. And again, guys, so you have to be an accredited investor. Watch the masterclass if you didn't. So what happens is they can offer a certain amount of unaccredited investors based on how much accredited they have. And I know they ran past that threshold, so they had to stop it. So if you're in the academy and you're interested in that, that's another one, another place that you could possibly park money. What's the other project we had on there that we used to push?
Glit.
No, the custody. They went under. They went to receivership,
Not
bankruptcy.
not standard custody.
Polysign.
Polysign. Yep.
Polysign was another company that was on link to. So it's rumored that XR. Let me stop there. Just tap in. Just tap into the academy. We'll talk about that on the next student only call. Okay.
Let's go.
You have to look into private equity investing, guys. There's a lot of new companies that are AI companies about to come to market, crypto blockchain companies, Ledger's on there. I wouldn't do Ledger, but I'm just telling you that when you start to look at the private equity investment side of things, as some old tech companies are kind of going under, you're starting to see the landscape, and a lot of it is all digital. It's all automation, right? There's drone companies that are delivering medicine today to remote areas of the world. And then, there's this one drone company is actually surpassing what Amazon is doing now because they're focusing on that. So they'll be able to get packages and deliveries to you in real time. I don't know what the skies are going to look like, but whatever. I'm a believer that these guys could bring anything to market at this point, as fast as this technology is moving. All right. So we're in real estate month now. There's going to be basic access to a basic real estate course that we have. That's going to be part of your situation. So I'm gonna give you guys an appetizer, and it's only for the guys who want to move forward. And again, guys, you have to understand when the wealth comes from this crypto situation, you need to be positioned and know as much as possible in different areas, because everyone's going to come to you, and every investment is going to sound great when you got a ton of money laying around. Okay. But you can't move blindly, and you can't just be throwing money at just anything right now. So when they talk about this wealth transfer, it's going to be a lot of the baby boomers transferring wealth to, that next generation, which a lot of them aren't even prepared to deal with that sort of wealth because it's just a different mindset, unless you came from a family that's actually nurturing that part, preserving wealth. Not a lot of families have that talk. We're going to start having that talk on, in our monthly meetings. So we know how to get money, but we don't really know how to preserve money. This is where Andre came in. He has an insurance vehicle that can work for people. So that's another masterclass that we shot with Andre Green. He's our insurance specialist at the academy. If you didn't watch that, go watch it. He can kind of take your temperature on your household right now. All right, we have to be mindful of where we're at. And listen, even if you don't have the money, don't stop yourself from gaining knowledge. Right? That's what holds a lot of people back. That mindset of, I don't have it now, so I'll get to it when I have it. But it'd be too late. You're going to spend it by the time you have it.
Absolutely.
Right? So break that thought process. Okay? We're learning. We have it. That's it. Keep that mindset. You have it. You just need to know what to do with it. And now we have time, guys. We got a couple more years before this thing we got a run coming this year, though. I'm going to tell you that now. Yeah. We got a nice run coming this year. Real estate. All right. So we'll have some basic courses that's included in your membership, and then we're carving it out, and it'll be a separate real estate group. And then this project in Ohio, once I get started on that, I'm going to give the preference to the actual real estate group first. Right. So there'll be opportunity to partake in investing, or opportunity in just seeing it come to life. Right. So I'll be documenting that process. So for my people who took the first course, don't worry about it. You're included in that because that was part of what we talked about the first time. All right. But I have to have a meeting with you guys because there's going to be more than just what you guys had available, because we didn't get into judicial sales and other things. So I'm giving more tools, new tools this time around. So We'll work something out, but you're definitely in on seeing the action of whatever project Skyton is associated with. All right. Y'all ready to get to the fun part now? Any questions on the real estate side? Drop a one in the chat if anybody's interested in real estate, just so I get a feel for it. Has anybody took a real estate course from anyone online? Bradley, you want to unmute?
So it's let me unmute them. I took everybody privileges away, but you got about 65% ones. A lot of interest. Bradley, where is
Will, if you want to unmute too, just let me know what course you took.
Hey,
Who's
Brad,
good?
you're unmuted.
All right. I took a course about 2 years ago. I'm still an agent now.
Oh, so you took a real estate for your real estate license?
Yeah, I have my license.
Okay. Did you take a fix and flip course or a real estate investing course?
No, I'm in a online. I'm taking a investing group course.
Okay. You're happy with it so far?
Not really.
What do you think it's missing?
Everything.
Is it an influencer or somebody who actually does real estate?
It's an influencer.
Guys, we talked about this extensively. You have people who are reselling, repurposing certain aspects, and they're not involved in the business now. Okay. So it's like me, even if I come back to real estate now, I don't know the pricing currently. Right. So I have to catch my bearings with certain things. If I'm in particular markets, things are shifting. You understand? So a lot of these influencers, they turn to teaching full time and not so much applying. Right. And even if I'm building in Georgia or I'm building in Detroit, that doesn't mean I know what's going on in California or New York markets. Right. I could definitely analyzing is analyzing, no matter where you go in the world. But trying to train everybody for every market, right? Every market's going to give you something different. So what I do is I come in with the fundamentals of it first. Right. Analyzing the project, I can give you any market and you'll be able to analyze it based on the principles that I give you and the tools that I give you. And nowadays it's cheat code. There's no more paper and pen. You can literally just type an address in and it's giving you all the stuff that you need. And depending on your parameters, it can spit out good buy or bad buy. Right. And now we understand risk tolerance and things like that. That's what everybody should be leading with that when it comes down to real estate. What is real estate? Ways to make money in real estate. And then once you get into the fix and flip situation, if they don't open up with how to analyze a project, run for the hills. Do not sign up for anything that's an all-in-one situation. What do I mean by that? Meaning if they're the attorney, they offer you title, they offer you construction. That's just too much. You're putting too much trust into somebody's hands. I've seen people buy homes and they didn't even know that the deed wasn't in their name. You understand? So you're trusting the person that's teaching you and they're taking full advantage of you too in the back end and you had no clue. So for me, part of creating this group is so that we can have a bunch of smart money people in the room. So that way, if we need to expand and we have people in different markets, I don't mind partnering with somebody I know that's come up under us that has the same mindset and kind of ideology at that point. And numbers are numbers. So this ain't the emotions of buying something. The shit makes sense or it doesn't. Right. You know what I'm saying? You either got the experience or you don't. The problem now is, prices are high. You can't make mistakes in this market. So this is not a market for a newbie. I tell everybody, listen, find a JV, a joint venture partner. And this is simple. So Champ and I, we're going to joint venture, right? Champ doesn't have the experience in real estate. Doesn't matter. Champ can come to the table with whatever he comes with. But if he JVs with me, he has my experience, right? If we need somebody to show some money in the bank, cool. We got that person. So you don't have to be you don't have to check all the boxes off. You just have to build the team. They don't care. Your contractor could be part of your team. He brings his experience in. So I'm going to show you how to make it make sense on paper. And you, of course, you'll have access to my lenders. My lenders will come on, they'll pour into you guys. So, once you see it from the institutional side, it just, that's it. Just follow that blueprint right there. And you won't, I won't say you won't fail, but you'll have good odds, right? So I'm going to give you my insurance carriers. You'll have access to it all. So if you're ready to go, and then we could talk about JVing projects too. If you can find, good deals in different cities, I'm all for that. That's what I'm trying to do here, or not trying. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to open a wholesaling arm with Skyton also, and it'll be a national footprint. So we can get you guys. We could, you guys could come in and the same way we make calls, you have access to a database of properties in your area. If we can get there, I can't promise every single market, but right now, we have, there's a lot out there in the market. Texas, Florida, there's just some markets that are taking hits right now, guys. So we have to be really careful. They pump pretty high, and now everything's retracing anyway, which is a good thing. All right, Will.
Yeah, I took Storm Leroy's course actually a couple years ago, 2 years ago, and I was able to first time going through this whole process. I was able to get 2 single families and 1 duplex, and I over leveraged myself.
Okay,
There's still that cash flowing to cover the mortgage, but it's not cash flowing for net profit for me.
I got you.
So
You got some appreciation in
you
there
know,
though. Equity.
a little something, little bit. Is this all 3 of them were 2 in the south side of Chicago, 1 in Markham, Illinois, which is not far from the south side. All Section 8 properties.
Okay.
So, and then I'm using I know you're against property managers, but I don't live in Illinois, so that's what I'm using.
Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, if you have enough of the data, and what I tell people, even if you use property management, just get your own kind of maintenance guy. Have your own electrician. That way you can't get charged. You can control the costs. Property managements, they make money off of maintenance at the end of the day. So just something to think about. Storm's my guy too. How did you like his product?
I loved it, man. I was surprised when you jumped on the call the other day on his call.
Oh, you were, yeah.
He was in the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh my gosh. But see, that's the reason why I'm backed up in the crypto, because I was like, let me focus on this real estate at that time. Then I
Okay.
now I'm back on it. But
That's right.
yeah, so Storm. I don't know. I connected with him, so that's why I went with him, and then I did FOMO into other people's real estate stuff just to
No,
hear what they got going on. And I'm like, And of course I did get burned with that DJ Envy and Caesar thing.
Caesar.
Yeah. Unfortunately
Yeah.
it was only 5,000, but it's still,
It's a lot of
But
XRP.
I when you say this now,
Nah, you good, Will. We gonna get that back. We gonna get that back and then some. Don't worry about that.
all right.
It's just, listen, guys, it's just discernment, man. They were coming hard, they were coming fast, but now that the dust settled, it's kind of easy to spot these guys now. Storm is a solid brother. I actually met him for the first time, and he's been on me for a little bit from what he told me. I didn't know. And we met, I had a speaking engagement in Jersey, and he came out to support another guy who does real estate. And we just connected immediately. And Storm, shit, he sounds a lot like me sometimes when I'm listening to him, and I'm like, and he's seasoned. Storm's been around, and Storm is a visionary, so he's good in my book, man. He looks out, and you definitely need people that are looking a little further than today, right? The today and the yesterday mindset, that doesn't give you a full picture of like where we're going right now. All right. So listen, guys, there's the future of real estate. We're going to start to talk about that. 3D printing houses, houses in a box that come delivered, the container situation, being able to be part of this is going to be big. Trust me when I tell you this. I've already had the vision for this. I just wasn't ready to partake in it just yet. It wasn't making sense for me. So now it's back with a little bit more clarity. All right. So that's real estate. Now AI. This is where the stuff gets fun. Y'all ready? So Elon Musk it's funny because him and the NVIDIA guy have like two different stances on what they feel the future of AI can do to the workforce, right? NVIDIA, he's a little more optimistic, but they have different styles, right? But I'm not buying the NVIDIA guy too much because he thinks there's going to be more jobs available for people. I don't think so, right? AI, and I started my course already. So guys, I gave the 7 and Champ, he dropped the link in there.
Yep.
We put together ebook, and if you're part of the academy, then you know that it's in there already. It's the AI 101. The ebook is already attached to that, so you guys have access to that. You don't have to sign up for it. But if you didn't get in, you want to sign up, no problem. The link's there. So 7 courses: Google, Amazon, well, AWS, Intel, Harvard, University of Cal, Berkeley, University of Penn, Harvard, Google, whatever, 7, right? You saw the names. They're offering free training. Some of them have certifications where you can pay a little bit, and some are giving you a certification even on the free side. Guys, there's a shortage of machine learning programmers per se, but not the traditional programmers. Programmers are dead. You don't need to understand any programming language now. You just need to be able to speak it, right? So AI will not replace human intelligence or human jobs. What AI would do is the human who's intelligent that uses AI would then replace the workforce. This is what's happening. There's no way a computer is just going to wipe everybody out. Someone still has to be lead on that. So if you have a company of 20, you literally can take the job of every single person in that company if you understand how to use the prompts and other various things too. So this is going into the technical side of things. All right. So a lot of these courses are teaching you the foundational understanding of what AI is. And listen, I'm learning so much. Okay. So here is what they call, let me rock them out a little bit. Let me have to find a link.
Got you. Yeah, I wanted to mention something. Today I shot a video that we released. This is on the Skyton page on our socials. I know a couple of the students, I know you guys follow us. So if you didn't see it, I'm going to tell you guys about it. There was an exhibit at a museum in Dubai, and through the use of blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and rendering, right? What they did was they took someone would create an image. It didn't matter what it was, but in the example, it was like a forest, and people were drawing animals, just a regular sketch of animals, and they would put it inside of this machine. The machine would scan the image, turn the image from 2-dimensional, like something you sketch on a piece of paper, turn it into 3D, and then animate it. It would add it to the screen. So you're looking at this huge screen, and just from you putting whatever you wanted to on a piece of paper, putting it in that machine, it had the capability all through artificial intelligence and rendering to be able to bring it to life and actually animate it. So when I seen that, the average eye, you're just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Where it made me go was, you're taking something that is just a quick drawing, a quick sketch, and you're able to put this into movie form, right? Movie format. The possibilities are endless. And this is just the beginning of artificial intelligence. You're going to be able to do so much. So now I started thinking about businesses. I thought about industries that are going to be impacted. This is how Disney got to where it's at. Now think about the movie industry, right? You're etching characters, you're being able to bring them to life. And then I started thinking, the everyday person that has a business, you're able to do these type of things with your business and integrate this type of technology. Imagine what this could do for your business. If you had a retail business, we used to have retail clothing stores. Instead of you going online, trying to figure out if something looks good on you, whatever the case is, you could just upload your photo with this rendering of this article of clothing, instantaneously add it to yourself so you can see how you would look in something before you purchase it. I said this technology is beyond powerful, and it is going to replace a lot of people. This kind of removes the need for a sales force because you're able to do this in real time, right? Right online. But this technology is still in its infancy stage. We have so much further to go, and this is incredible. Incredible.
It's a lot, guys. All right, check it. And think about it. If you're seeing the technology now, you know they haven't even released the Fury on us yet.
Absolutely.
Like the little bit that they're giving us is it's creating a lot of great things for the Academy. Champ will tell you we utilize it a lot in chopping up short form and going from long to short on videos. But that's something that somebody created. Now we're talking about training ourselves to add to this ecosystem, right? So I told you guys, I always had great ideas. I went to school for computer science. I didn't take it serious. When I came out to around that time, you needed to be a programmer. It wasn't a Fiverr. There wasn't, connecting with resources around the world. It wasn't like that back then. So that's where a lot of my projects kind of stopped, right? Because you needed to develop. And back then, websites, everything, nothing was easy. It wasn't like drag and drop the way we have it now. Okay. So I don't want you guys to think that we can't look at AI as some drag and drop situation, because you're just an end user at that point, just utilizing it for your business. But I'm talking about the guys who actually want to come up with the product. You understand? So when Will talked about the property management, well, you can get a bot to do that, because property management is nothing more than somebody calling a phone number and a management company fielding it and then getting the right person in there. It's not rocket science. So AI is going to definitely change the property management game up. So now I'm going to show you guys some business ventures and side hustles that we can get into, right? But this is all going to be part of a course and things that we're putting together. So we'll in due time you'll start to get this information. So you see this right here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can everybody see that image?
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody know what that is? So this is called the let me move this. This is called the hype cycle. Okay. This works for a lot of new tech. This cycle, it happens the same way every single time. So what we have down here is a technology trigger. This is when the technology is introduced to us, internet, right? Y2K. It's just certain triggers that happen in technology. So now we're going to utilize this for AI. So everything enters here. So now we have this AI situation, and then it peaks up, right? It's called the peak of inflated expectations. Okay. This is exactly where we're at right now. Okay. And this is not a good space to be in, because you know who lives up here? Ignorance and fear. Okay. Ignorance and fear lives up here. Oh, this AI is going to take the jobs. Oh, we're not going to have anything. No, that'll never happen. Right. This is the type of people that operate up here. All right. So with this peak, there's only one way to go, and it's down. So ignorance and fear is going to stop everybody from understanding this emerging tech. Same thing with the internet. How much opportunity was when the internet came about? How much opportunity was created by the internet? Just think about all the tentacles that were created from that. Same thing. When they created GPS, how much opportunity was created just off of GPS? Everything. Watch, phones, fitness, tracking, locations. Everything is running off of GPS.
Yeah.
Vehicles, planes, you name it. Everything was running off of GPS, right? So which created a world of opportunity. So the same thing is going to happen with artificial intelligence. The only thing is we don't have ownership in anything from the internet. We allowed white men to usher us in, and I had this conversation last time. I ain't going to go too deep with it. When you allow these guys to create product that doesn't have good representation, it doesn't work for us. So I'm just telling you that I'm here to deliver a message to you guys that the culture needs its own innovators. And this shit is way easier because you don't got to go to school for programming. You just need to know how to talk.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not trying to make it that easy, because not everybody is intelligent. Okay. Everybody has intelligence or a level of it, but not everybody taps into that. So this is where we have the useful and the useless. All right. So we're at the peak of inflated expectations. Okay. This is the technology, the technology breakthrough, right, of any exciting new technology. So this could be anything, cryptocurrency, all of it, right? At the peak of cryptocurrency, where are we at right now? Ignorance and fear drives a lot of people. You guys are sitting in crypto. Are you ignorant? No. Are you fearful of it? No. Why? Because you researched, you got the knowledge, and you feel comfortable, and you got the data. Champ and I just put it in front of you. You guys executed the rest. I've never hit a buy button for somebody.
Right.
It's undeniable. You're reading the stuff. You're seeing the stuff. I did a post today. I showed just in the grocery store and between the mall. I showed a Bitcoin ATM. I saw a Coinstar machine, which now you could XLM Bitcoin. You could convert your coins to crypto at the Coinstar machines. I saw a reverse ATM right in front of me at the grocery store. So that's when you put cash to get a card. This is what's going to happen. Wells Fargo everybody's rolling out reverse ATMs. Guys, we're at the point in the new financial system where they're taking money out of circulation slowly. Not even slowly, because now when you go to registers, how many registers do you see out there that says no cash here?
Okay.
They're still accepting it, but it's slim pickings or no change, right? Exact dollars, things like that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start to hear and see reverse ATMs. Just know that we're close, right? They're gonna be taking the money out. That's another play I'm gonna be sharing with the Academy members. The reverse ATM play. I've been on this. I told you guys about this. I don't know when, but this was talked about. Now Wells Fargo puts out the press release, and I'm like, all right, it's here now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those who want to partake in some of that stuff, Champ and I created the Skyton Pay Vertical. Guys, that thing could do about $2 million a year, and then you start to make a percentage on fees on that. I'm just showing you what implementation is. So it's not about holding crypto or buying a spot or just a short term and making some money. It's about actually. It's a wide open lane in this ecosystem. So I'm giving you guys the gems so that way we can implement and you can get out of these jobs. If you don't like them, if you love your career, then by all means stick to it. Do what you love. All right. So this is the peak of inflated expectations. Fear and ignorance sits up here. I don't want anybody up here. All right. We don't fear this thing. What are you fearing if you don't even know what it is? You just see some robots moving and grabbing boxes and all that stuff. That I don't grab boxes, so I don't care what that robot is doing. I'll hire him to grab some boxes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So this is the trough of disillusionment. This is where you want to be at. It sounds crazy, but trust me, this is the point here where people start to research it, and then slowly they start to implement, and you see a plateau of productivity. These are the guys that are creating the product. These are the motherfuckers up here yelling, this shit is gonna do away with me. We're doomed. So we need to get down here now. Okay. Once we get down here, we're able to see it. We take the courses, and then we start to apply the knowledge, and then we find a product to create. All right. So you might be asking, damn, Steve, what sort of products? I told you there's a Black female that created an AI hair care product. You could either take a sample of your hair, send it to them, they'll have the AI scan it, or you can take a photo and they'll scan your hair. They tell you your type of hair, and then they link you with products that work for your hair type. And then you answer a series of questions. Okay. You can create personal assistance for people. You can create a personal assistant for yourself. So my goal is to make sure that everybody can actually program their own bot correctly. And then you can have a fitness AI. You could have a personal professional development AI. The Academy, we're working on our own bot to answer questions that I'm constantly answering on email. So you'll have a chat box. You can interact with that. So these are all things that help people save time, because Champ and I we have to answer the emails, and not all of them are clear. So there's a lot of back and forth with them. Right. So we have to get on the automated part of our business also. And you'll watch the implementation in real time. All right. So I have accumulated around 100,000 ChatGPT prompts, and then tens of thousands of Midjourney prompts. The Midjourney is the one where you can actually speak something and it'll give you an image. Okay, this is what Champ was talking about with things that could affect the movie industry, graphic designers, copywriters. And again, understand that human intelligence is a lot different than artificial intelligence, right? So if you don't have a creative bone in your body and you're just speaking something, it could sound a little stale if you don't know how to edit it to add emotion and life to it. And not every piece of content has to have emotion and life to it either. Some could just be what it is. Okay. So I want to share with you guys, and this would be, I'm gonna release this to the uni, the academy too, right? So this is business ideas and side hustles, right? Virtual assistant services. Okay. This could pay you anywhere between $5 to $1,000 per month. All right. So the benefit to the customers is clients save time and increase productivity by outsourcing routine tasks to virtual assistants, allowing them to focus more on critical aspects of their business and personal life. Guys, not every business owner is going to have time to dig into this artificial intelligence. That's where the money's at, in servicing the people who have existing businesses. All right. So you're going to open basically a marketing agency. You find a niche, and because we're early, we can kill. And that's the very thing I said, outside of data, what's the number one commodity in the world?
Time.
That's it. Some of our time is a little bit expensive, maybe Royal Oakish, and then some people got some Zeniths. So and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? You just decide how valuable your time is. But I'm just telling you that when you could pick up this skill set here, and you can just be picking up clients, because what client will decline a pitch that's going to save them time, which is money at the end of the day? And they're not even on it to even say, oh, I'm going to get to it. No, they need it.
Yep.
Every business needs it. Whether you're chopping up videos for people, running things through Midjourney, creating copy or content for people, it is not that difficult to become a marketer. Definitely when you're riding with the academy. We got you covered. Okay. AI customer service. That's another one. That's what Champ and I are working on with the bot, right? Language translation services. Guys, these are all things that are they can come to life. Okay. And these things are paying anywhere between $5,000 to $2,000, depending on the client that you get. Copywriting services, resume writing, whatever. AI-based market research. Okay. I have about 10,000 real estate prompts that can give you everything from market research to buying and selling homes. You can go to any brokerage in any state and you can sell them services. And if you have your real estate license, Bradley, you can start to, if you're in-house and you're already at a brokerage, you know how much value you could give that brokerage by bringing this to them. Okay. Social media management. Again, that could be anywhere from 500 to 2K. Chat box development. That's a big one, guys. That's anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000. Those things, they work because if the amount of emails that Champ and I have to reply to, the same email over and over, that ain't it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So $1,000 a month, depending on the amount of volume, 5,000, those are bigger companies. If you can find a way to streamline that stuff, you're going to be handsomely rewarded. I took that from Champ's book.
I like that. Yo, let me add this because this is crazy. This is a fun fact that'll support everything that Steve is giving you guys. I'm gonna quantify this because people like numbers, right? So the global AI market right now is in 2022 was valued at 87 billion, right? It's expected to grow between 407 billion up to 2.7 trillion between 2027 and 2030.
You see what I'm saying, guys? So who's going to grab that money? NVIDIA for sure, because that's infrastructure, right? But on the machine learning side, they need people. This is why those 7 companies and institutions are offering the training now. But I'm just telling you that you can then take that training and start to do for self. Okay? And the fastest way to create a lot of wealth is by solving problems for people.
It is.
That's it. And that's what AI does. AI just solves a problem. The jobs that AI are going to do away with are menial jobs. Like the people doing the job didn't even like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you don't like it, get up and go. If you don't like it, understand AI and just take that role and then times yourself times 100 now. Now you can work for 10 companies on a freelance level. I'm just selling you technology and I'm training it and I'm out.
Major Jim.
Listen, y'all could keep buying them trucks.
Major gym alert.
You know, keep doing a lot of the old stuff. The old stuff's being affected right now. E-commerce, product description and writing, AI-based proofreading services, AI-powered surveys, legal document review, AI-based personal finance management, legal document. You basically got to get with some attorneys and solve their problems, guys. Okay, every industry is going to need AI. Every single top person in the world in tech is telling you, if a CEO doesn't understand AI, and a CEO, not hire somebody, the CEO has to understand it, then that company won't last. Okay, I'm just telling you that this is where the bread is at. Y'all chasing this bag, it's over here. Champ just gave you out the crazy number.
Crazy.
No one has ownership over that fully. Email marketing, brand naming services, video subtitle generation, content writing for SEO, important, presentation creation, all right, interview coaching, speech writing, dating advice. This is big. Logo design, recipe generation. Think about it. People could sit home and say, listen, I have this, that, and this in my refrigerator. What can I put together? This is what AI, this is what it's for. So now you just speak that prompt into something that you created and people are home, and then it just tells them, you know what, champ? All right, here's what you need today. And then it'll come up with a personalized menu based on what you have at your disposal at that moment. How valuable is that?
The term they give us, quote unquote, priceless.
Priceless. That could be anywhere. Oh, virtual event planning.
That's good.
Okay. Virtual events, conferences, webinars, handling aspects like scheduling, participant management, content curation. Okay. It simplifies the planning process, ensuring well-organized and engaging virtual events. So all the people that are holding virtual events right now, they don't know how to incorporate this yet.
Yeah.
They're just doing everything manual. So just imagine that person that has a virtual company that's doing this and they got a staff of 10. I'm not telling you to go take the jobs from the people. I'm just telling you that when you present it, they're not going to need 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the salary of the 10 people? And what can you charge them?
Crazy.
Y'all see where I'm going with this, right?
Yep.
Job matching platforms. That's a big one. And this, listen, all of this stuff, guys, is culture related too, right? It could go for anybody. I'm just telling you, but if you focus on the culture and just who we are, and we speak it to our language and our vibe, them dudes ain't playing in that realm. They don't have that to do it. Okay. So we want to stay as authentic as possible. Yeah. I don't want to go too deep, but I literally have like hundreds of these. I can go all day with this. But the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to go into the 7 courses, and I want you to start to look at which one resonates with you best and get an introduction to AI properly. Not the hype stuff you're hearing. Nobody's talking Chat GPT, and there's no mention of that stuff there. Okay. Let me share one more image with you guys, and then we'll be good from there. Put a 1 in the chat if you see the importance of AI. How we looking, champ?
All 1 so far.
All right. I just make sure I'm talking to the right audience.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So this is easy. This is and I'll fly over this, but this is traditional programming, right? These are the guys that don't exist anymore. All right. So normally you would go with the rules and the data, and then you would feed it and program it. And then it would give you the answer. Make sense? That's traditional world. Machine learning is a little different. So remember, the answer was at the end. The answer is at the beginning, and so is the data. We have everything we need already. The data has been collected. So now you put that through the machine learning, and then a new set of rules are being applied. So point in. Champ and I had this problem here. Emails, this, that. We just need to automate it, right? Here's the answers. These are the questions. We're feeding it. Okay. And as people are asking, it's building it, right? Because if we don't have the answer to that, it's going to automatically pick it up and we're going to generate an answer for that. Right. And then you put the data through. So that's all our data. Hey, Steve, I need to cancel. How do I do it? It's data. We got the data already. We got the answer already. Now, once we do the machine learning, I'm going to give the rules. So, hey, anytime somebody wants to cancel, here's the rules. They need to go here, 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 here. That's it. That's machine learning. Here, you had to go and create a language. You had to go find the data. We have the data already because we have so many years of speaking into the phones, into the remote controls, the Alexa. We talk into everything. They hear everything. Once you have a cell phone, that's it. They're always listening. So every single app that you gave permission to do whatever, they've been listening to it. So they're running all your information through AI models right now to build whatever product they're going to build in the vertical, and we won't be paid for that. I like to call this time this is payback, right? If you can't close the wealth gap by 2030, the quality of life just won't be good for you. All right. And I'm just telling you that you just need to get with the right organization, the right people who are moving in the right direction. All right. If you got guys looking backwards and they still on some old shit and they beating the pavement, guys, come on. This shit ain't working. The stuff that we're doing now is not working for us. We're just making ends meet. And I'll be honest, I'm in it too. But when you can innovate and you can solve problems, because every single business right now has one thing in common. We have to figure out how to cut costs to stay alive right now. Every company, Nike's down damn near 25%. Nobody cares about Nike anymore. Right? Now Nike's coming out with what? Sneakers under $100. Oh, now it's over, right? So the days of charging my son and putting me under the hot seat for $1.90, $1.80 for what? Yep. Just because you can? Yep. It's the same $3, $4, $5 that you paying coming out of China. And I'm not saying that these players aren't deserving of that, but let's be honest. How long can that go on for? Nike's down. There's new guys in town. Hookah, running, shoot. Like Nike's not the leader in a lot of areas anymore. So this is why they've been canceling contracts. This is why they're starting to stop the aftermarket situation. They got to figure something out. That shit can go under for all I care.
Absolutely.
That's my story for today. Do I got anything else for y'all? Now, listen, guys, you got to take this AI stuff serious. We have a Chat GPT course coming out. And listen, guys, we're going to have free and then we'll have premium also because it goes deep, right? So adding it to the 50 a month, you'll get more than enough value in it. But this is for the people who actually want to go deeper. But Champ and I are assisting people in creating new careers and new verticals, new business owners, new entrepreneurs for the future. Right? So we need people tapped in. We need people engaged. You got to stay on course. You've got to stay on course. I'm just bringing the information to you. What you do with your time outside of that, however long it takes you to wrap your head around this situation, however long it takes you to create a chat box, that's on you. But I'm telling you that every business owner is waiting for people like me and you right now.
This is 100%.
So we're at 9:34. Today's Wednesday. The EYL has that blackout. So we're going to be respectful and we're going to get y'all off before 10 o'clock. So Champ, with that, drop whatever you want on them.
Listen, guys, Steve brought the AI talk to the forefront. I'm honored that he did that because it's even made me sharper. And what I want you guys to understand is the growth in AI applications, the rise in strategic alliances that's happening with businesses, small scale AI suppliers, ever-changing organizational challenges. All of these things are creating the demand for these big growths in this emerging industry. It's only open for those who are willing to seize it. Just this year alone, 2024, we're only 6 months in, completed 184 billion US dollar growth in artificial intelligence market alone. This is proven fact. Guys, it's only going to grow more. I told you guys 407 billion to 2.76 trillion by 2030. Everything is gearing you guys up to 2030 from crypto, blockchain, distributed ledger technology, artificial intelligence. So with all of these things in your face, only thing you have to do is get the knowledge, learn this stuff, and execute. We're giving you the knowledge. We're giving you the information right in front of you. What you do with it is up to you.
So I have, there's probably some 1%ers on here. Guys, we have a portfolio management service right now. You'll get an hour with either both Champ and I, or Champ or me, whatever. You're going to get an hour. What we're doing is we're taking inventory of what you have, where you have it. We're going to check your security parameters, what exchanges you're using, how are you on and off ramping, making sure that you know the multitude of ways you can do it, how to save money, what cold storage wallets you currently have or don't have. We've never had this before, but a ton of people access, and we finally carved out time for it. So we had a good amount of people sign up. The portfolio management is the play. So what we require on that is we require you to send us the data. I don't care if you got 1 billion XRP or 5. I just need to put you in position. So we're going to start to look at long-term, short-term. We're going to discuss pulling profit, right? Which projects we feel is for now to kind of whatever. So we got some little quick stuff. Those AI situations, you can kind of part ways with some of those soon, right? Just to pull some profit. And then we got some shorts, some mid, and then some long-term situations. So that's what you get with portfolio management. It really is a checkup. Just a basic crypto wellness check, basically. And when you got us for an hour, you just got us. So come with it. Right. And we never really stop an hour, but it'd be hard stop, guys. We're not doing no marathons with y'all or anything like that. So Champ, if you did you drop it in there?
Absolutely. I just
dropped if you're not part of the 1%, what we did was you damn near getting it included with it. So if you don't know what the 1% is, it's all the top projects. It's a lifetime membership to it, meaning we're constantly updating the channels inside of the Academy portal, and you're just staying on tap. If we had something like 20 projects, we're going to probably be adding more. And then we might end up taking 1 or 2 off, depending on, the data that we see. But the 1% group is a group by 2030. Everybody in the 1%, I feel, would be positioned well. And then on top of everything that we're, the way that we're training ourselves now through health and wellness, personal, professional development, guys, before you know it, the year just started. Literally, we're halfway through it already. So 2030 is like
a blink away.
It's right here. You know what I'm saying? So time is definitely moving a little bit different now. All right. We just can't be too overwhelmed with a lot of things. We did planning and execution. I gave you guys the other day a timesheet so you can see where all your time is being spent. Because Steve, I don't want to throw out blind stuff. I want you guys to take accountability for it. So, do the inventory check on your time. Netflix, on demand, courses, work, travel, family, friends, all of it is on that list. When you start to put that in, you get your numbers, it automatically calculates it for you. You start to see where you're at. Sleep, right? You got to put that in.
Honestly.
And then once you get it there, now you can start to evaluate what's serving you and what's not serving you. We posted it the other day. Did anybody do the timesheet? Drop a 1 if you didn't do the timesheet. Drop a 0 if you did do it.
I got 2 1s so far.
Bradley, you want to unmute again? Did you find it insightful, or what? Just give me your opinion on it. We just kind of smacked it together. I just want to make sure there is value in that timesheet.
I just hadn't had time to really look at it.
All right, Fatima.
Hey, Steve. So
Hey.
you said drop a 1 if you haven't gotten to it.
Oh,
Drop
I'm
a
sorry.
0. So that's why, like, but
I'm bugging.
I am. It is on my list. I'm going to take advantage of that because I think it's a great idea, and I thought about that like the last couple of days because my time is like just wacky right now.
Yeah, we're all over the place. How do we have all this technology in less time?
It's wild.
Right? Listen, convenience starts to create a lot of laziness. And I'm speaking personally now. I told Champ, I'm like, yo, anything convenient, I'm starting to think that shit is like, you want to save the time to spend time on things that you want to do. That's the whole point. So why are we living? To work?
I don't know.
No, thank you. Hey, Ant, you want to jump in and just tell us about this the sheet? And guys, I'm a little bummed about that too. That we put a lot of thought into that, and we knew how important that was. Engagement is very low, on the academy side. We're going to start something in the fall. There's a point system. I don't know if you guys saw. There's like a little gamification, and it's giving you numbers. That's all based on your engagement. So now we're going to start to like reward people for engaging. So we'll have a 30-day situation. We can see who the leaderboard is, and we'll start throwing out some HBAR, some crypto, just to keep that engagement going. Listen, just when you fall off of this group and you go wherever you go, there's shit being dropped in here daily. And this ain't about cryptocurrency either. I mean, this is a holistic approach to like just life. I'm going to keep delivering, and Champ is too.
Absolutely. Hands down. Hey, Anthony. He's muting. I unmuted him. While he figures that out, Will, I'm about to call you up.
What's good?
What's good? What's good? You so I see in the chat it said started 2 weeks. So you've been doing the time assessment for 2 weeks now?
No, I did it 2 weeks ago, but I didn't do it the following week. And I'm trying to get back on it. But I actually did the detox bath today of all days. I did it today. And I noticed he said, do 2 to 4 times a week. So I'm going to continue with that because it's also, I try to meditate in the morning, but also just sitting there, I let that be my meditation because now I'm in the water. So let me put my phone over there, just put it so I, let the time run. You got messages coming through, just let them be. So now I can't reach for the phone and go look at it and just wait till my time is up, my 20 minutes, just detoxing and then go from there.
How you feel with that?
I feel good, man. I really feel good. Like, everything y'all doing and putting together, as they say, what, priceless? But
Right.
I really feel good about it. Because I was doing some Epsom salt because I was having issues with my knees like a couple months ago. I always felt better, but now I just add the Benetite clay. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, and then of course the baking soda, aluminum free,
Yeah.
and then the Epsom salt, and it really feels good, man.
We got to update that too. So we have you want to go magnesium flakes. Champ, just put a note on that. I'm going to update that one.
I got you.
Not all Epsom salts are alike, right?
Okay.
So they're not supposed to be that much in abundance. It's almost like honey, right? There's not that much bees in the world to be giving all this honey away like this. So you're running into a lot of fake Epsom salt. So we're going to go magnesium flakes, and that's the key right there. Magnesium saves lives. You know what I'm saying? Heart. There's a lot of good benefits to that, and it's way better than Epsom salt.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So we're gonna update that one a little bit.
I'm gonna get back on track with the time spent because like everybody else here, you're running and ripping and running, and you're like, what did I do? I didn't accomplish nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And well, I appreciate you guys, man.
Oh man, I appreciate those stories too. So the time situation, I just want to give it to you guys before we leave off this call, if you want it.
Yeah, definitely drop that. Ruth, you just asked a great question. I'm a actually answer this on camera. Ruth said, I've been in the academy for 2 weeks. Is it too early to join the 1%? My goal is to position myself for retirement in the next 6 years. The way you've been approaching things, we've been monitoring you, Steve and myself. You have been really aggressive with learning and approaching all things and absorbing all the gems and content. It is too early for you right now, but you can definitely join in the 1% because it's a lifetime membership. So the good thing about it is right now you're able to get great entries, and there's 25 or 26 projects currently. I may be off for one or two, but I think there's about 25 to 27 projects in there that we feel will make it past regulations and past the Black Swan. So I definitely would recommend that. And I dropped the message that you've seen inside the chat. There's that's a good play for you to enter into. So I would strongly recommend it. And anybody who's a member here, I would strongly recommend you getting in the 1%. Because you're getting access to super valuable information.
And listen, everything's down. Like you can't make a mistake right now. Even if you went just to the top 10 and you bought those, it's all gonna come back around. You know what I'm saying? Like this sale right now is a really good sale. It's even got me thinking about buying more, and I'm on a freeze.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, but definitely I did grab some stuff though. So I got some V-Chain, dollar cost average back into that one.
That's good. I grabbed some
Yeah.
Jasmine the other day. Actually, on my birthday, I bought more Jasmine.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I
Yeah,
believe.
Champ's birthday the other day too, guys. So
Oh yeah, and today is Prince's birthday. So
well, he was just
or
yesterday.
yesterday, but
Yeah.
today is our call. So happy birthday. We're gonna say that on call. Happy birthday, Prince. My God.
Prince is my son. He just turned 14. All right, so that's the Google Drive. Walt, Champ, you want to grab Walt? That's the time document, guys, but I want you to watch the video for it too. So I'm gonna drop the video in there. You remember what channel we posted that in?
Which one?
The the time stuff. I know we added it in planning and execution.
It was in personal or professional. It might have been in professional.
Okay. Well, either way, we'll drop it here. And it's in planning and execution under professional development.
Absolutely. Yo, Walt, you unmuted?
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I went back in there in the portal, the 1%. I did the chargeback, scanned it back in, and just emailed it. So is that the same email that I'm get the email that you was mentioning that you had to reach back out to me? That's the same email I should be looking for?
No, you're gonna get a separate email for the portfolio management you signed up for. I responded back to that one.
Okay. Okay, because I went through my emails too, because I'll be getting emails from a couple different Skyton emails. So, and I didn't have anything that was unread, so I don't know which one it's coming from.
I can forward it again. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right, bet. Well, yeah, I just sent that though.
Gotcha.
So listen, you have to go into the portal. There's a join the lifetime group. There's a link, and then you just have to hit join, and then you'll be pending.
Okay.
So it's going to be right when you open it up. I think it's right after the welcome message. It can't be 3 or 4 lessons in from the top.
All right, I got you.
So you have to initiate that.
Was it before the chargeback, where I get the chargeback form, or was it after?
Could have been right before or right after.
Okay.
But just look for it. And we label everything proper. So we're not hiding anything. And it's a lesson by itself. I think it's join lifetime membership or a group.
Okay.
Yeah, just hit the link, click join, and then we get the notification on our end and we'll approve you.
All right, I need that. I've been looking for that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, the portfolio management, it's even if you're a newbie, it's important because listen, it's better for you to have the portfolio management before starting. In my honest opinion, I think Roof is in the best position right now. Prices are low, right? And then you're coming in at the very start. So you're not going to buy the memes and because we all started from the bottom in crypto. You know, even before people met us, they were buying a bunch of junk bonds out there. Pet rocks.
Right.
You just wasn't with the right crew.
Yeah.
So I would encourage anybody who's just starting to just go straight for 1% because then your portfolio will be lined up and everything's down damn near some of the projects 10, 15, 20% and sliding even more soon. Possible.
Possibly 9 billion from that Mount Gox. 9 billion worth of Bitcoin is going to be sold.
And understand some of these, I think the average entry price was like $200 or something for these people. So you telling me that if you've recovered some Bitcoin from back in the day and now it's worth 61,000 from 200, you telling me nobody's liquidating?
That's one of the greatest investments of all time.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Based on numbers.
So that's where the fear is coming from. That's why the speculation is a lot of people are going to start dumping and selling because of that increase, that amount of money that was made from their initial investment back in 2014. That's major.
Guys, become affiliates. You're already here. You know, we've talked about the friends and family situation, but we got to give them one more opportunity now. You understand? Don't give up on people around you. Because what's going to happen too is it's like anything else. You know, people hear things a couple times, and then when they finally decide to make that jump, they'll already know who to go to, right? So my biggest fear is my people not hearing from me every once in a while, and then going to Joe Schmo, the influencer, on some nonsense. Robert Kiyosaki has a crypto course, right? He's got a free one, and then he lures you in, and he's got an upsell one. Robert Kiyosaki also stated, and he said it verbatim with his own mouth, I don't know much about Bitcoin or crypto. I just know a lot of smart people invest in it. So now he's a crypto educator. Okay. This guy created a book back in the 1900s and he still is relevant today. I don't get it. Do not let Robert Kiyosaki usher you into the future of finance. Please don't do it. I got the book. The champ got the book. It's horrible.
Man.
It's horrible. I'll just give it to y'all. It's all you get live videos with us. I mean, just raw and uncut, right? We're not scripting it and doing all that other stuff. It's based on solid knowledge from things that we executed. No AI, no nothing. You know what I mean? I don't even the way I talk is there's nothing being generated from AI the way I talk. Yeah, I know this shit is just wacky. It's simple. It's dumb. So there's not too much live training out there. So if somebody's trying to sell you a crypto ebook and it's like flat information, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. We read too much. Get some guys that are on video. Look at the history of these guys. Go to their page and see if they've ever talked about crypto before. Influencers are actually working with people, or influencers are creating new products. The same way I read off that same list to you. I'm not a property manager, but I can be in the virtual world. You understand? The influencer would sell you on that, but then would have never done it before. I'm selling you on a training so you could implement it. And then you have listen, our platform is your platform. So if you master something and you want to come on and you got a product to help people, then we work together and we get this message out. But we only deal with real ones on this side. Because if Champ and I are holding it, you know, we hold each other to the highest standard, then everybody else we bring in, we hold it to a higher standard as much as possible. And if we got to ever do damage control, we will do damage control.
Absolutely.
So we're very mindful on the type of people that we bring to the community. Expat Life is another one. A lot of people, and this is the number one topic right now. All my videos that I speak on dual citizenship has been going viral. So I have a lot of information, a lot of people I'm interviewing from a lot of different countries. We did Thailand and
The UK.
UK, we have Ghana, we have a bunch of places with people that we're interviewing. It's just the time. We're just working out scheduling and stuff like that. So if you're at all interested, that's another thing too, guys, you have to start looking for crypto-friendly countries. Because crypto is what, champ?
Global, international, baby.
Yeah.
This ain't a domestic thing.
So there are some places that are more friendlier than the US, right? Because I think Biden was going for 80% crypto tax. Why he ain't just do 90? How about 100?
The guy's wild.
He's
Absolutely.
wacky. And then they're just doing that for shock value, guys. So then they talked about taxing unrealized gains. Bro, I could show you $1 million portfolio going down to like 100,000 in a week with no reason fully why. So you're gonna tax me on which number? Fucking guys, it's crazy, man.
Wild.
And they're only there just to kind of fuck with us at this point now, right? You're feeling a lot of the pressure. Everybody's like fear mongering. I even have to kind of be careful and watch that, but I also offer alternatives. I'm just telling you what it is. Whether it's based in fear or not, but I don't stay in that space. Here's the alternative. Let's understand what these machines are. Listen, how difficult was it to understand cryptocurrency from before you started with Champ and I? Anybody, just give me a review or two. Because what we heard, especially with our first groups, was it sounded like Chinese. And then soon after that, people were just like, I was overthinking this shit. There is a new financial literacy language that is out right now, guys. The old one, we just figured out the old one. They've been left that old one alone. Credit repair, raising capital. Come on, man. These guys have been doing that shit since the 1800s. They actually created the playbook. So I'm just telling you that now there's a new language and we have the opportunity to be ahead of the curve. Not every single one of those guys that are owning markets right now are going to be market leaders in this new regime. Polaroid didn't create a digital camera, right? Y'all remember that? So there's going to be a lot of these old guys in their old ways that are going to get swept under. And listen, we have an opportunity, just chat box. I know people that are doing chat boxes now that are making money hand over fist. And then they're giving the same chat box that you're giving one industry. Let's say if you did one for fitness, that's the same one you sell to every fitness industry, everybody in fitness. You sell them the same one. Y'all playing around. I just don't have enough time. And I'm not at all interested in creating any more verticals. I want to do real things. And I'm not discrediting whatever. I'm just telling you that you keep talking about this bag. I'm showing you where the bag is at right now. And Champ just told you, we're talking about multi-trillion-dollar industry in the next couple of years. So who's making all that money right now? And NVIDIA is on back order. His chips are on back order. Data farms are going to be big. Solar, anyone that can collect energy. GPU energy, like render, is a big project. This is what people need. In order to do this machine learning stuff, you need access to. And then on top of it, we're going to teach you which projects to invest in, not only on the crypto side, but on the institutional side too. So you got to start paying attention. There's a lot of small cap companies right now that are going to be industry leaders. Trust me, you're going to see a lot of $1,000 per share companies soon. All right, bro. We got to get them off. It's 10 o'clock.
Absolutely. Charles, I sent you a message. Make sure you reply to that. I'll make sure you're taken care of.
JP Morgan just partnered with who?
Auto Rec.
Okay. All right, take us out. Let me see what this auto rec thing is.
Got you. All right, guys, that was episode 56, Real Estate Talk.
Oh, let's put this on record. Sony just bought a Bitcoin exchange.
Crypto exchange in Japan. Yo, yes.
International.
Yes.
And if anybody knows who's running the ecosystem in Japan, I ain't even gotta say it.
Hello.
Right. So Sony just bought a Bitcoin exchange. If anybody knows Sony, it's not record, it's technology. They're a tech company. Sony's a tech company. They not paying attention. I'm up. What you got? Take them out.
All right, guys. That was episode 56 of Connect Wednesdays. AI talk, real estate. Y'all understand what's going on. Stay tuned for more. We're gonna keep delivering. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Keep it rolling.